Hello, welcome to Financial Freedom Fridays. This is Gus Tucker. How you doing? It's good to see ya. Good to see ya. We're going to talk to you about a very important topic today. It's about being your own bank. Okay, and I don't know about you, but where I live in Chicago, if you go downtown, the biggest buildings are bank buildings. Okay, and why is that? Because they have the most money. Why do they have the most money? Like when they said they would talk to Bonnie and Clyde, they said, "Why do you rob banks?" And their classic answer is, "Well, that's where the money is." Well, why do banks have the biggest buildings? Banks and insurance companies. That's where the money is. How do banks get their money? We're going to talk about that a little bit today, and then talk about how you could be your own bank. This is important stuff. So take notes, get somewhere quiet, get undistracted. Do you know how to screenshot? Do you know how to screenshot? Well, you're going to want to screenshot some of these screens. And my email is up there. Send me questions that you have. Wealthy people that have typically it's called a family office. Typically, family offices start at around 50 million in net worth. Now, you would think somebody with 50 million in net worth wouldn't have questions about money, but they have more questions about money, and they develop what's called a family office, where they hire people who are accountants, investors, real estate people, tax people, attorneys, and they have one client called that family, and they're all up in their financial details and strategy to make sure they're maximizing every dollar. The wealthy people open up their finances to people who can help them. People who are middle class and poor close them down. So I think that's just been interesting over my 20 plus years of working in this business. So I want you to open up, if you could, and I know you can, to check out and think about some concepts. Now, we went through this earlier, but it wasn't clear to me that it came out the way I wanted it to. So we're going to go through it again. We may go through it again because I want you to get this, because this is everything right here financially. Now, we've got a book out. It's an Amazon bestseller. It's called 8 Financial Breakthroughs. If you book a Be Your Own Bank appointment, and there's no obligation to it, if you book one of those appointments, we'll get you a free book. You'll get the appointment and the book. It's important. Okay, it's important. So check that out. At the end of the time today, you'll have a QR code that you can hit and schedule an appointment. These are 8 financial breakthroughs we cover in the book. It doesn't matter how much money you have, you're going to deal with all of these things in the 8 financial breakthroughs. These are financial fundamentals, okay? You guys watch sports, if you watch sports, there's the regular season and the playoffs, and then the championship games. And as you go through the regular season to the playoffs and championship games, the margin of error gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And you can't make mistakes, so you lose. You make one mistake and you lose the whole thing and lose the championship. Your financial future is a championship. You get one shot at it. Okay? You get one shot at it. And later on this year, we're going to be talking about having a 200-year plan. What? Yeah, how you need to have a 200-year plan. That don't even make no sense, guys. Yeah, we'll talk about it. But these 8 financial fundamentals, you have to master them, because in those pro sports or the high-end college sports, there is no fun without the fundamentals. And the person that loses the game, it was something fundamental they didn't do. Block, tackle, fumble, catch a pass, do the right assignment. It always comes down to that, and who executes the best. I want you to execute in your finances. So this is what we're going to talk about, your family bank. And these are 2 questions I'm asking you, and I want you to think about them. And I want you to be very specific. It says, are you 100% sure, not 98, not 99, 100% sure you're going to have a great retirement, whatever that means to you. Personally, I'm never going to retire. So what it means to me is having money coming through businesses, real estate, and other intellectual property, apart from my day-to-day involvement, the money still comes in. In other words, I bought my time back from making money. I built assets that are making money versus me making money. Okay. So are you 100% sure you're going to have a great retirement? Do you have some doubt? If you have some doubt, we need to talk. Are you sure the money's going to come in when you retire and don't want to work anymore? Right? And the money's going to come in every month. It's going to cover everything. All your living expenses, health expenses, inflation, taxes, all the fun you want to have is going to cover all that. Are you sure? Are you 100% sure? If you are, great. We want to interview on the show so you can teach other people how to do it. If you're not, we want to share some concepts with you that'll help you. Second question, what if I can show you how to get out of debt in 10 years or less on average, including your mortgage, without spending any more money going out of your household budget that's going out right now? It may go out differently to different things, but it's not going to be any more that's going out right now. In other words, you can afford it. I was listening to one of my mentors the other day, and he was quoting one of his mentors that said, getting wealthy is easy. He's like, yeah, right. What's easy mean? Easy means you can do it. Some of you guys, if we said you need to dunk a basketball or you need to go play in the NBA or the NFL or Major League Baseball to be able to make it financially in this life, well, that wouldn't be easy because you probably couldn't do it. But what we're talking about is something you can do. Everything I'm going to show you works because it's math. And you can do it if you choose to. So everything I'm going to show you today is available to you if you'll just choose to do it. So one thing we're going to talk about, where's your money go today? This is where you see it go: savings, taxes, interest, and debt. Only less than 4% of it is coming back to you. So one of the problems with our money is it's always going away from us. Money's going away from you. Away from you. Why? You're paying taxes. You're paying interest. You're paying debt. You're paying bills. So it's going away from you. Okay, that's one of the problems with your money. What if we could teach you how to reduce the money that's going out to people you owe? Okay. What if you could get out of debt in 9 years from less? So in 9 years, think about all the money you're paying out for your mortgage, credit cards, student loans, car loans, any kind of consumer debt. All that money was now coming back to you and working for you. And that, if it happened in 9 years, that would be 10 to 20 years earlier than it would have doing it the traditional way, even paying extra on your mortgage and all that other stuff. Okay? We want to improve your cash flow. We want to decrease your taxes. We want to show you how to save for college. And we'll connect you to some people in later shows who specialize in helping people raise money for college and being debt-free through college. And then retire with a tax-favored income. If you can learn those things, would that be good? Yes or yes? Of course it would. Knowledge becomes power only when you put it to use, okay? The game of life. Why does it feel like every step forward takes us 2 steps back? If you look at that, you'll see why. It's called debt. And it's the wrong kind of debt. There's a good kind of debt that you can go into with a plan and do it reasonably that can work out for you. And that's when you use debt to buy assets that put money in your pocket. But when you use debts for liabilities, it doesn't work out as well. Okay? This is looking at the lifetime of an average American household. They'll make $2 million over their lifetime and have less than $100,000 available to retire. Why is that? Because of the taxes, interest, and debt they've paid all the way along the way that's ate up their money. This isn't the American dream, y'all. Okay? So when you track your money, you control it. This is pretty straightforward. Part of your be your own bank roadmap plan will be putting together your budget and getting as close as possible to what money's coming in and what money's going out and where's it going. That's showing you your current set of habits. Okay, when I got out of college, 6 feet tall, 225, 230 pounds. Now check this out. 50-inch chest, 34-inch waist. Come on now. 50-inch chest, 34-inch waist. Now, with bad habits over time, I've worked hard to reverse those numbers. Now we got to reverse them again and start doing the right things. So we're starting on a plant-based diet, doing some other things to reverse that trend. You got to track it, though. You got to track what's happening with your money. We want your money, if you're a guy, to have a 50-inch chest and 34-inch waist or something like that. Okay, so we want to look for ways to save money and be more efficient with your money. And when we say be more efficient, have your money making money for you, just like a bank does. A bank focuses on their money making money. Okay. So in your plan, when we do your cash flow plan, 80% of it's going to be planned out over the long haul, right? Because we live life over the long haul, right? And 20% is going to be for emergency and emotional stuff. Emergency because things just happen in life that you can't control. And emotional because we're all going to buy dumb stuff that doesn't make us money. Now, I'm going to buy a couple of cars this year. And one of them is going to be like, totally, you don't need a car like that. Yeah, I know, but I like it. That's going to be a part of my emotional plan. Oh, man. And it's a really cool car. There's not a lot of them running up and down the road every day. Okay. So, yeah. They don't even call it a car. They call it an automobile. So, what's a bank? A bank is a business. And banks make a lot of money because they give the money that comes into them a lot of different jobs. So let me ask you guys a question. When a bank gets your deposit, you put your $10,000 into the bank. You put your $10,000 into the bank. On the bank's financial statements, is that $10,000 an asset or liability to the bank? Is that an asset or liability to the bank? So I'm going to give you a chance to answer. Write it down because I don't want you to change the answer. I want you to have it written down. Is it an asset or liability for the bank? Write it down. Everybody got it? Okay. It's a liability to the bank. Why? Because the bank owns you interest on that money. So it's a liability to the bank. When does the bank turn that liability into an asset for itself? What does the bank do to turn that liability into an asset for itself? What does it do? It loans it out. Because when you sign that loan contract, you're going to make so many payments with such an interest rate over a certain period of time, it's going to make money for the bank. Now that money that it had to pay interest to you on is turning around and getting you to pay interest to them and a lot more than they're paying you, right? Because credit cards are in their teens and 20s. Car loans can be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and other things. Credit cards and other things, okay? But it's a lot more than they're paying you in interest, trust me. So how would you like to be the bank? How would you like to be the one making the money on the money that's deposited to your account? How would you like to be making money on that money versus just seeing it go away from you? Huh? Would you like that? Well, let's talk about it. How do you use your money twice? We're going to show you how to set up a bank. We're going to show you how to set up a bank. So money's going to come out of your checking account, and we're going to redirect inefficient dollars into your family bank. And the cash is going to grow annually. It's going to grow annually on a guaranteed basis. It's going to grow on a guaranteed basis and at a higher rate of interest that you can get at a bank. You're going to write checks on a normal basis. Pay all your debts off. Cars at 6%, mortgages, visas, student loans, credit cards, all that kind of stuff. But you're going to use your family bank and the money that's in it as the collateral. You're going to take the money out of there and pay the bill. Now, here's the cool thing. When you save money and then you go out and buy something, you save, and you go out and buy it. While you were saving, if that money was in the bank, it's making a low interest. As soon as you bought whatever that was, it stopped making interest and that money was gone. Getting out of debt is great. But if you get out of debt, all right, you pay all those bills off, but you don't have any money, you're still broke. Now, if you've done it right, that next month you don't have to pay a mortgage on those credit cards, you'll have some money. But we have to plan for that to happen. So that's how you use your money twice. Because when the money goes into the family bank, here's the cool thing about it. You're going to take the money out of the family bank, pay the bill, buy the widget, buy the thing. But even though you've paid it, your money is still in the bank, because we'll get into this deeper in another time. But the money that's taken out of your bank is taken out as a loan, and you pay that against your expenses. And that loan comes from the insurance company. And the collateral for the loan is your life and your life insurance policy. But that money that's still in the bank and the kind of policies that we use, you're making interest on money that you've loaned out and spent. They call it having your cake and eating it too. So the money's still in your bank, earning a guaranteed interest rate, while you've paid off the bill that month. How cool is that? Now you're the bank. What if, think about this, how long have you been working? Think about it. What's your age now? Write that down. How long have you been working? Write that down. Let's just say you made $40,000 that whole time. Round it up, $50,000. But let's say you made $40,000 that whole time. And let's say you worked 20 years. 40,000 times 20 years is 800,000. If you could get 6% on that 800,000 times 6%, it's an extra 48 grand. Will anybody turn down an extra $48,000 right now in the form of a check? Would you wish you had an additional 48,000 without spending any more money than you already spent? It could be more than 40,000, but a minimum of 48,000. Is that pretty cool or what? Okay, we're going to speed up now. So step 3, we're going to get rid of your debt. This is a real family. They aren't Mark and Joyce. They have other names, but this really happened to this family, young family in their early 40s, right? Working hard, saving money, couple of kids. They're interested in the same things you're interested in. Retirement, increasing their retirement income, reducing or eliminating debt, getting their spending under control to make sure they're spending the right way, planning for college, and just increasing their savings. Okay? This family's saving money. They've got savings accounts and they've got retirement accounts called 401ks, 403bs. They've got retirement accounts. So they're cooking. They're saving money and all that good stuff. Now, in their current situation, to get out of debt, it would take them 27.6 years. 27.6 years. Like when you get your credit card statements and you make the payments on the statement, right? You're not paying over. Man, it'll take you a long time. Typically in the 20 to 30 year range to pay that card off. Same with your house. So this family is going to pay a debt balance of $383,555. Is that their total debt? These are all the debts they have. So I'm not saying they didn't put one on here, but is that the total debt that these debts are creating? Is that the total? Is that the total debt these are creating? I'm going to stop. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to answer yourself. Is it the total debt they have to pay? Yes or no? And trust me, that's all the debts they have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, it's not the total debt, because they're going to pay this balance over 27.6 years at this interest rate you see up here. So what does that mean? There's also interest they're paying off. So they're paying the $383,555 plus interest. Guess how much interest it was? $250,000 in interest. When you're paying that interest, what did it buy you? What buy you what you already bought? You already got it. And if you bought it already, it's probably broke, lost, or whatever. But you paid $250,000 in interest for it. So the debt burden is a lot more. It's more like $600,000. Now, given their current plan, contributing to their retirement plan, saving money, paying off their debts, they would retire with about $800,000, a little over $800,000. They would retire. But look at the difference from the before taxes number. It's $300,000. They've left to Uncle Sam, that is. So what do we do? What do we do? Set up a family bank. And what does it do? And when you set up your family bank appointment, we'll walk you through the details of how this works. But it does work, and this is what actually happened. To the tunes of tens of thousands of people have used your family bank in this process, and $8 billion worth of business is in place in the last 15 years. So free from lenders in almost less than 10 years. House paid off, all debts paid off, all of them you saw on that list. It saved interest of $115,613 that went into their family's pocket. Their family's pocket. And freed up $3,700, $3,756 a month. Do the math, that's $45,000 a year that they got 20 years earlier. So if they get that $45,000 a year times 20 years, that's $1 million. Hello? And their savings in 30 years is going to be $1.4 million. And then after taxes and stuff, look, they got $1.4 million tax-free retirement. So their total benefit is over $700,000 more money in their pocket, making the same amount of money as they were before. Making and spending the same amount of money before with the same bills. They just changed some strategies. And what was that worth? $749,000. How would you like to take the current money you're already using and get those kind of results? I'm just saying. I think it's worth looking into. Taxes. The bottom line is the less taxes you pay, the more you keep. Now, here's a plan for you. I got a plan for you. I got a business proposal for you. You put all the money up, all of it. You put up all the money up. You take all the risk. I want you to manage the business day to day to day to day. Work yourself into the ground, to the bone. 30 years from now, I'll tell you how much you owe me. Would you want to go into business with me if that was the deal? The answer is no, you wouldn't. But many of you are in business with somebody like that right now. It's called your 401k. You're putting money in now. It's your money. You're working to manage it to make it grow. You're taking all the risk. And at the end, the government's going to tell you how much they get. What are they going to do? They're going to tell you their tax bracket that you're in, that you don't know that today. They're going to tell you what tax bracket you're in 10, 20, 30 years from now, whenever it is you quote unquote retire. But it's best to have money that's already been taxed and doesn't get taxed when it grows and when you need to use it. It's a better way to run their tax game. And that's what this strategy does. It puts you in that tax category. Are taxes going to be higher or lower in the future? Guess what? Higher. How do I know that? Because the national debt's going up every day. Go to usdebtclock.org. usdebtclock.org and see how fast the debt is growing every day. I pray we get some folks in there that can slow it down and reverse it. But taxes are going to be higher in the future, guys. Just count on it one way or another. If taxes are going to be higher, why put your money out there so that the government is going to tell you what your tax rate is down the road? Don't lose a lifetime of work by doing that. Now, at the same time, while you're doing all this, you're facing all these risks. Called what? Taxes, the market going up and down, inflation, things just costing more. We're here now. Are things costing more than they have in the last 6 months, 12 months? Are you paying more? Yep. Did you get more milk in your 1 gallon milk, or more eggs in your 2 dozen eggs? No. But the cost of those things has gone up. Inflation. There are emergencies that come up, disabilities, lawsuits, fraud, outliving your money, death. I'd like to be protected from all those things with the strategy we're talking to you about. Where you going, how to get there. So the whole thing first is maximization. Use every dollar at least twice. Use every dollar at least twice. And then accumulate. Use the money in a way that it's going to accumulate some interest for you. And then you can distribute it to you and your family in a tax advantage way. So here's what our benefits of our family bank is. Reduce the interest you're paying to people. Get out of debt in 10 years or less. Improve your cash flow. Decrease taxes in the future. Save for college and retire with a tax-favored income. And there's a bunch of other benefits that are tied to this kind of strategy that we haven't even talked about. The whole area of your taxes and your health, and something happening on that end. So this is what they saved, and that was their real debt. They saved the money, end up with 1.4 million at the end. Now, I said most people see this and immediately make a decision to be like Mark and Joyce. Wouldn't you want to be like Mark and Joyce? Wouldn't you want to have that result? Come on now. Tell the truth, shame the devil, they used to say. Sure you would. Sure you would. Be $700,000 wealthier and with the same money through this 6-step process. But a goal without a plan is just a wish. We can help you set those goals. When we set up Be Your Own Bank, we can help you set up realistic goals for yourself. So you're going to complete a data sheet, analyze and run some reports on your numbers, and then we'll schedule your roadmap meeting where we give it to you, man. I mean, we really give it to you in a good way. So you're going to fill out a form like this. You hit that QR code. One will be sent to you, or you can download it. Please, please, please take the time out and do this. If you don't track it, you won't control it, because you won't know where it's going. It'll just be gone before you get your hands on it. That thing called money, it's going to be gone, and tracking days will be over. Okay. So that's it. Thank you very much. I'm going to ask you that question again. Are you 100% sure you're going to have a great retirement? Do you have some doubt? If you do, book an appointment. If I could help you get out of debt in 10 years or less, including your mortgage, spending the same amount of money you're spending right now, would you be interested? If you would, book an appointment. Email me at gus@fpneducator.com. Go, like, subscribe, and send some more folk over to us so we can help educate them too, so they won't have your hand out necessarily in the future. You can handle it. God bless. Bye-bye.